Having run a marketing agency since 2020 and working with over 100 different e-commerce brands, one of the things that I see e-commerce brands face the most is that they can't scale their Facebook ads profitably and consistently, not because they're not producing enough ad creative or the ad creative isn't good or the media buying strategy isn't good. It's because once they send that traffic away from the platform to the destination, that destination is not doing a good enough job at increasing conversion rate and getting a good enough average order value to pull that lever to get good performance, especially at scale. And what we have found is when we can influence and increase the conversion rate and average order balance, the balance between both those metrics, because they do affect each other and you have to look at both of them in balance. But when that happens or when that increases, it almost raises the ceiling at which we can scale into. And in this video, what I'm going to do is I'm going to share a highly optimized funnel from landing page to offer structure and really show you a masterclass in conversion optimized design, but social proof as well. And the brand that we're going to be breaking down today is Norse Organics. Now, this brand, based on their current monthly web traffic and the fact that they also have a subscription program, I would say they're pushing 8 figures, so just over maybe 10 million a year in revenue. And they're really scaling on Meta right now. You can see that they have just around 1,700 ads that are live. And this means that they're spending a lot of money on Meta, okay? So we're not going to go deep into the ad creative today. If you do want me to do an ad creative breakdown on this brand, go through some of the top performing ads that they have out of the thousands of ads that they've published. Happy to do that in different videos. Comment down below and I'll make that happen. Today, we're going to be going through a few different other pages. So what I've done is, we've got a lot to go through today. So we're going to dive right in. And just to give you some background, we're going to be going through the homepage, which is very well structured as a landing page. And then we're going to be going through the landing page that they use to send ad traffic to. And finally, the offer structure to convert people into a high enough average order value. So before we actually get into the meat of this video, just so that you can trust the information I'm going to be sharing, just a quick refresh here on the Shopify dashboard for one of our clients. You can see here last 365 days, just over $9.4 million in revenue. What we do at my marketing agency is that we help e-commerce brands scale their revenue. We mainly do that through Meta ad creative and Meta media buying. If you just want us to focus on the ad creative, we can do that as well. And if you want us to focus on other areas of the funnel, like landing page optimization, like building and structuring offers, even email marketing, retention marketing as well, we also have teams internally that handle those things. And if you run an e-commerce brand that's doing over 100K per month in revenue, and that's something you're interested in, having a team with proven expertise to help you scale much faster, then there's a link in the description of this video to go to our website. You can book a call directly with me. We'll talk about your business and see if it's a good fit for us to work together. All right, so let's get right into the video. So the first page that I want to cover today is the homepage, right? And the homepage, now, this is often overlooked by a lot of brands because a lot of brands send people directly to a PDP, or they send people to landing pages, different funnels, etc. However, I do think you can use your homepage to your advantage, especially if your brand is focused around one product or kind of a set, right? So this brand, what they sell is this kill acne and redness ritual. They have another like ritual as well, but this is clearly the best selling one. And that's what they focus on their homepage. So they use the homepage as a landing page, right? You could say that this is like almost like an inverted PDP, a landing page structure that we've gone through on my channel multiple times. So this obviously has, the hero section, and then it, goes into social proof, trust, social proof again, before and afters, and then goes into more of the science behind, why the product actually works. And if you break this down, the individual elements that you should take from this page and apply it to your own homepage. Maybe if you have one clear hero product, or maybe a set or a kit or bundle that you're focusing on selling, then you definitely want to take this and apply it. So first of all is immediate clarity and promise. And by the way, the things that I'm going to be talking about right now apply to pretty much any landing page as well, right? They're all conversion optimized principles that you can apply. So immediate clarity and promise, with the hero section being bold, it's benefit first, right? It talks about the botanical buffet of article plants for blemishes. It has a visual metaphor, direct, emotionally charged offer with an embedded CTA, and the subheadline also supports that credibility, right? So we can see here that, as we just said, the botanical buffet of arctic plants for blemishes, and obviously blemishes highlighting is the key word, right? If someone has and suffering from that problem, then they're going to resonate with this. Customer reported results after 24 hours, reduce the appearance of blemishes, redness, black and white heads now. Okay, so very action driven, and again, emotionally charged. Buy now, save 40%, right? Clear offer. And then we get into, the 3 bullet points below this just to reinforce that decision to click the button. Results in 24 to 48 hours of use, time delay, right? When we think about the offer equation from Alex Hormozi, reducing the time delay is so important. And not just that, just by having an expectation of the time to see the result is important. We have risk reversal, no blemishes in 60 days and money back. Ultra potent ingredients without fillers. Just a little bit about the quality and the natural nature of the product. Okay, So the conversion optimized structures, so the page is built like a long form sales page. As we said, it's built like a inverted PDP. And the structure of this, if you want to take this and apply it, is starts with a promise, introduces the proof, social credibility, introduces the product breakdown, handles objections, FAQs, and CTA finally at the end. So that is really the overarching structure of this page when you break it down into individual elements. And every scroll point has a single goal, which is drive towards the purchase of their 3-step ritual, okay? So this page is focused. A lot of home pages, they're trying to appeal to many different types of audiences. They're showing tons of different types of products, and that just doesn't really create a seamless buying experience, which is why you use landing pages, right? However, in this case, if your brand is set up in the way that you can also have that as the homepage, then it is such low-hanging fruit that you should go for it, okay? Strong CTA frequency is mainly just having tons and tons of CTAs throughout. Action-driven CTAs, the language is very action-driven. And also the CTAs stand out on the back of the page. So this is like more important than you would think. But having a clear color differentiation in terms of, where to click to take action is really, really important, right? So we see them stand out with the use of the orange color. Then the visual proof in real skin. So the before and after photos with consistent lighting and real skin texture elevate believability. If you know anything about selling skincare, beauty, even like supplements and products that transform the body, before and afters are the key, right? The more that you can have, the better. And the more crazy the before and after, the better as well, right? So faces of actual users throughout this page builds emotional resonance. And you can see here that, they have a lot of different before and afters, right? All these reviews as well are, before and after, different demographics, different ages. They're mainly focusing on a younger demographic, and they're all accompanied with a customer testimonial, which elevates the believability of this as well. Notice how they're using a lot that are Facebook comments, likely targeting parents who are buying this for their teens, but also Instagram DMs as well, targeting that demographic who's using that as well, okay? We also have some trust levers that are peppered throughout. So you have the media badges from Forbes, Cosmopolitan, Elle. That just adds authority, right? It just adds authority to the claims. We don't just have the logos, we also have the quote from that article as well. And then we already spoke about the reviews, the testimonials, UGC, which shows the results and the relatability. There's also clear funnel direction. As I mentioned, it's just focused on this ritual. And yeah, there's no distraction with other SKUs or other products that they're trying to sell throughout, okay? So the hero section is extremely strong, and you want to follow this structure for any hero section you have, be it on your homepage, be it on your landing page, whatever it is, okay? So it's emotional and social proof hook at the beginning. We have this powerful customer testimonial with my son in tears. Nothing has worked until this. It builds instant trust. And by the way, this testimonial, I've seen they've used this time and time again across their pages, right? This is on like the PDP, and also in their ads, they have used it in the copy as well, right? As you can see here. So likely what they found is that this testimonial increases the click-through rate, it increases the conversion rate, and they've found that wording specifically, again, they're likely selling a lot to parents buying this for their kids. Hence, the before and afters being of younger demographic, and the testimonials here being of, a mother buying this obviously for her son. That is at a high conversion rate, and that is an angle specifically that they found that is crushing it, okay? So they've created congruence across the funnel by just repeating that, right? And repetition is important because it tells the customer that they're in the right place, and it reinforces the reason why they click on an ad to come to a page and stay on the page, right? So that's the first part. Second part is the clear visual offer stack. So product image shows the 3 core products, nothing crazy, nothing fancy. It just shows the products, right? And that is important. You just want to show the product. And if it's, someone using the product, okay, it's fine as well. And then on the right-hand side here, we have the urgency and benefits framed in simplicity. So as we already went through these with the strong CTA and also the benefits underneath. Then we immediately go into building trust, building social proof, and also building authority, 3 key levers for conversion, right? So 500,000 skin transformations, it adds volume, right? It reinforces the scale, like how many of the people have actually tried this. No one wants to be the first, or they don't want to feel stupid for trying this. They want to make sure other people have done it. That's a given. It's like very basic, but it's really, really important to cover those foundations. Then we have the before and afters, as we already went through. And finally, the media badges with the authority and trust, as you went through as well. When you scroll down the page, you actually get into the making of the product and actually why the product works. So a strong headline right here, why mainstream skincare can copy us. And it tells you a bit more about sourcing, making, and formulas, right? The 3 pillars to why the products actually work. Then they go even deeper into the ingredients and why they're powerful, right? So it's really important, like you start with the bold claim, but then you have some sort of explanation, some science, something behind why the product actually works and why it performs in the way that it does. This could apply even if you're selling clothing, right? If the clothing, for example, fits very well, or it, repels water, like why? The reason why clothing fits so well is because we use average models rather than like top models who no one can really aspire to, right? We use average men to create the right sizing measurements. You can really spin it a lot of different ways, but ultimately you want to have some explanation as to why your product is the way it is, okay? Before and after, again, comparison against other products that are out there on the market is a key conversion principle. And then overcoming objections and reinforcing the quality of the product and how to use it, etc. We have a doctor's endorsement right here. And this is all just reinforcing as to why someone should purchase, right? We have more Facebook reviews, again, appealing to that demographic who's likely using Facebook, right? Mothers, I would say it's mainly mothers who are buying this, maybe even some fathers as well. But basically from all of these reviews, it's all women who are likely in their 40s and above, who have children who are likely anywhere from 10, 11 years old to 16, 17 years old, okay? That is really the target market, and you can see that. You can see that it's reinforced throughout the page, okay? So that's the homepage. Now, going into the Acne Dedicated landing page, which is the one that they're using to drive some of their ad traffic to, they have other pages like listicles. They're also driving some traffic directly to the product page, but they're driving a lot of traffic to this page, and this is the one I want to break down for you right now. So this page right here is also for the acne kit, right? It's the same product, the same bundle that we saw here, but it's a specific conversion-driven landing page that has a lot of the same principles as the homepage, but there's some slight differences that we're going to go through right now, okay? So first of all, this is perfect for cold traffic. It's a true pre-sale page, and it's not just a product page. And what this does is it warms up the visitor emotionally and logically before pushing to checkout, right? As you guys know, for someone to buy, they buy with emotion, and then they justify that purchase with logic. Now, as we go through this page, I want you to focus on 3 different things, right? And this is the conversion psychology that's embedded throughout the page. First of all, we have social proof and results, but before and afters. Second, we have risk reversal, money back guarantee. And the third is a stacked breakdown of what you get. Essentially, we're future-pacing customers to the outcome. So the hero section is very similar to what we saw before. The actual product image is a little bit different, right? It's more like a UGC image, which again, it works just fine. Then we have the customer testimonial, the review quote as well. Okay, we saw that right here. And then on the right-hand side, we have, the reviews. We have pre-headline, headline, sub-headline, and then a CTA. Okay, we saw that here as well with the amount of reviews, the headline, the sub-headline, and the CTA. Okay, very, very similar structure. And it is very action-driven as well. Stop embarrassing acne in days. It's also time-driven, right? Time outcome is so, so important, especially when a problem is this large and customers want to solve it right now, right? They don't want to wait 2 months. They don't even want to wait weeks, right? The urgency is very high. The pain is very high, which is going to drive a lot of conversion. If you can promise that your product is going to act fast and is actually going to work, and you can back that up with social proof and also back that up with science. Okay, that's exactly what this page does, right? The subheadline is also action driven, and it also talks to the specific pain points of the customer. Remove acne, blemishes, red bumps, and scars with scientifically proven skincare. 97% of users reported results after only 9 days, okay? Reinforcing the efficacy, the quality of the product, and that it works. Under the bottom, we have a little bit of scarcity with limited stock, right? Limited number of units. And if we just go back to the Figma right here, we can see that we pointed out a few different things. Emotion-driven entry, opens with the raw, relatable language, action-driven CTA, scarcity framing, as we just mentioned. And then we go into the heavy use of testimonials. So this is like a wall of social proof. You can see here that we have before and after testimonial, before and after testimonial, before and after testimonial, before and after testimonial, and it just goes on and on and on. And what this is doing is it's creating irrefutable proof that the product works. You can't argue all these testimonials, right? Then we have some UGC videos of people actually experiencing.
20-year-old male.
Right, a guy is 20 years old.
Hey, so I just used the Norse Organics face scrub to wash my face this morning.
Right, another testimonial, and this one right here is from a doctor.
My name is Laurel. I'm in Oregon and Washington, board certified.
And then, what do you know? More social proof, right? More and more social proof. 50,000 raving customers. And then we get into the science, right? Finally, we get to the science, if you even make it to this point. Maybe at this point, you're already like, look, there's got so much social proof. The product looks good. I'm going to buy it, right? That's probably what most people are doing. They're probably not getting to this stage of the page, which is further than 50% down, right? But we get into the science nonetheless. And if we come to this section on the Figma, we actually get into the education side, right? So it walks users through why conventional acne treatments fail. So actually breaking down common beliefs. It talks about the problems with water-based products and why Norse works differently, okay? So if you want to introduce your product as a solution, what you have to do first is you have to educate customers on why the things that they've tried already don't work, okay? Otherwise, if you just introduce your solution and your product customers aren't going to be able to tell the difference between the other ones that they've tried. They're just going to put it into the same category as this is just another failed solution. So what you want to do is you want to break down the beliefs. You want to say, this is why these products that you've tried don't work. And you want to make it easy to understand. You want to leverage some science, because science gives you authority to back up what you're saying. And if you can quote even clinical trials, studies, whatever it is, just to back up whatever you're saying. And then what you do is you say, this is actually the way that it works, right? So acne appears this way, so that the way we have to tackle it is by this way. And then you introduce your product off the back of that by saying, our product uses those exact ingredients with this exact formulation, and that is why it works, right? That is how you convert cold traffic at scale. And this is probably one of the most important points of this video. And if you're still watching this video, you've just unlocked probably the most important part of, conversion-driven sales pages, which is exactly what I just explained, okay? So this is the education right here. You can see here that they're going into the cause, the solution, and the results. They have clinical trials and user trials to back that up. And then they have more information, as we saw on the homepage, about the 3 pillars: sourcing, making, formulas, and the ingredients make the product, right? So all of this, again, is breaking down beliefs, reinforcing why this product actually works. 100% natural skincare, and then it adds the founder-led credibility, which just makes this a little bit more of a human touch and not so much of a faceless brand, right? And then you can see that the CTAs are peppered throughout, and again, more results that consumers are experiencing. So from this page, when you click this button, it actually takes you to this product page. And this product page, below the above the fold section, has a lot of the same elements that we just saw, right? A lot of this is just reinforcing, repeating, because ultimately, there's nothing really else to say and to get across, right? Like, as we see, they go a little bit more into these specific ingredients, right? Which is important because, because consumers are actually, maybe they're looking for certain things that they might have a reaction to. They do want to know what's inside it. What this brand does, which is interesting, is that on the ingredients, you can actually hover over each one, and it shows an outcome driven to that ingredient, right? And, this is healthy for the skin, making your face glow. This is, has double-blind clinical trials on healthy males, so that it reduces wrinkle depth by 22%, and it has this for all the ingredients, right? Which I think is a pretty cool way to display the ingredients, because a lot of these, customers aren't going to know, okay, lavender oil, great, but why, right? Like, why is that important? And when you explain it and you link that to an outcome, it creates the aha moment, the light bulb moment for the customer, okay? So we're going to break down the above the fold section of this page in just a moment, but we can see here that, again, us versus them, how to use the product, what to expect, the science, the proof, more reviews, doctor recommended, founder, it's the same thing, right? We have some FAQs at the end, and then finally some more reviews, right? So overwhelming amount of social proof, and we're answering objections throughout the page when we include all the rest of the information that we saw. Now, the above the fold section, the reason why this is so important is because there's a lot of conversion optimized principles that are going on here that we're going to break down. The first thing is, again, we have, the first thing you see is a customer review testimonial from a Facebook comment, right? Again, appealing to where the audience spends their time. Mothers spending their time on Facebook. And this product image carousel is highly optimized because they're leveraging all the space to add these features, to add these benefits to the product, to add more information about how to use the product. Basically, all the information that you would gather down here, they've tried to distill that into the gallery, right? And that is what you should achieve as well, because this is one of the most interactive sections on the page. And, you come to this page and see exactly how they've done this. But again, like a lot of reinforcing features and benefits, how the product works, why it works, before and afters, etc., etc. Okay. On the right here, we have the structure of a very typical product page. The offer structure itself, it gives you 2 options. And one is a one-time purchase and one is a subscribe and save. And both are for the same product, right? So you can buy this pack as a one-time or subscribe and save. And they have, clear price anchoring to show the difference in the savings, right? So save 20% with a one-time purchase, or save 40%. So save, double the percentage amount with a subscription, right? And of course, they want to drive people into a subscription. You could also test pre-selecting this one. I would also add here maybe the dollar amount that's been saved in brackets, just to help the customer make that calculation. And of course, you can also price anchor this against the one time, right? You can say it's X amount cheaper than the one time. Some clear features and benefits of the subscribe and save is 30% off, free shipping, long-term healthy skin, lowest price, cancel at any time, out of stock protection, right? And that's one thing that they focus on a lot here is this product sold out 12 times last year. And if you subscribe, you're protected against future stockouts, right? Which is something you can also take into account and try as well. And aside from, one time and subscribe and save, when you click subscribe and save, you also have the delivery frequency, which 4 weeks is pre-selected because we get the highest repeat frequency rate. But also they have 6 and 8 weeks selection, okay? So there's a very clear way, easy way to present the offer structure. And then finally, the add to cart. around this, we have, some promises around free shipping returns, the amount of time it takes for delivery, and obviously the guarantee as well. And then finally, Trustpilot verified badge with the reviews right here as well, which again is important just to add trust and have that social proof there as well. So that is it for Norse Organics. There's a lot here to take in. I would recommend rewatching this video, coming back to this, going through these pages for yourself as well. Go to Norse Organics, go to the ad library, check them out and study their pages. They're doing an amazing job. They're scaling hard on Meta. And if you also want to scale hard on Meta, then these are the sort of things you need to be leveraging to increase conversion rate, increase average order value. As I said, if you want a team to come in, manage your ads, create the ads for you, even create funnels and landing pages for you, and really help you build your e-commerce brand without the stress, without the headache, just having a team with a proven track record come in and do all of this for you, or even just do parts of this for you. We have some brands that we only focus on the ad creative, for example. So if that's something you're interested in, then link down below this video in the description. You can book a call directly with me and we'll chat about your business and see if it's a good fit for us to work together. All right, that's it for this one, and I'll see you in the next video.